Welcome to the Daily Word with E. Today's daily word is shine. Shine people. Shine people. Let me explain who shine people are. Shine people are the kind of people that God bless. It's a definite blessing because there's not a lot of these that I'm aware of, but there are people that exist. Their technical name is shine people, and these are people that you can't lie to. They have an unbelievable blessing. These are the type of people that if you said something to them, they would already know in their mind what you're going to be communicating to them. And these are the type of people that will know whether you're telling the truth or not. And you might be asking, okay, I've never heard of that, or where did that come from, or whatever. Think about when Jesus was talking to his disciples or talking to the Pharisees or whatever, and they said something, and then Jesus just came out of nowhere and said something like, why do you think like that? I know what you're thinking, or he makes some kind of statement addressing something that they were thinking about, telling them not to worry about certain things they might have been worrying about. Or the Pharisees having a particular way of thinking in reference to how Jesus is and how he was. And they had a criticism of his doctrine that he already knew, and he addressed those things. Or like I said, with the disciples, he had to do that. He addressed when they said something. Well, actually, they thought something, and he addressed what they were thinking. Another one, and one of the main ones in the Bible. Remember when Peter and Jesus was talking about, that he wasn't gonna be there long, and he was letting them know what the future was going to entail. And he was basically saying that he was going to die at some point, or he wouldn't be here at some point. And Peter was like being defensive about the situation. It was like, no, and I'm paraphrasing, but he was like, no, if any, I'll be there, and there's nothing that will never happen to you. He was in defense of Jesus when Jesus was saying something might happen to him. Now here's the key to an example of shine people with the gift, like Jesus had this gift. Out of a many number of great gifts Jesus had, one of them was this ability. And I'm going to tell you in 1 second how you know he had it. He told Peter, by the time the crow crows thrice or 3 times, you would have been to denounce me. He basically told Peter, you're going to denounce me 3 times before the crow crooks twice, I believe. You're going to deny me 3 times. How would he know that? That's the example of shine people. He told Jesus something. Jesus knew that he was going to be lying about what he told him. And he even said, when Jesus told him, you're going to deny me 3 times, he was like, no, I won't. I won't do that. And all of a sudden, he ended up doing it. And then remembered after he did it that Jesus told him he was going to do that. Those are examples of elements of shine people. There are people out there in the world like that. You might have encountered them. And those who are shine people, who know that they have that ability, that somebody can tell them something, they know if it's truthful or not. Or they can anticipate what somebody might say to them. There's people out there that knows that they have that gift. And they know that I'm telling the truth. And there's other people who experienced somebody like that but didn't know that they were experiencing somebody like that. Here's what that person would say. Well, how did they know that? Well, how did they know this? I wonder, how did they know that? Or they might say something to you and you thinking, how would you know that? I'm finna just throw an off the wall example. Say, for example, you went and hung out with some friends. You were younger, hung out with your friends. And all of a sudden, you came home and you told somebody who's a shine person. They might have asked, oh, so what you was doing today? What you get into? Oh, I wasn't doing nothing. Oh, I was at the gym playing basketball. But that person can tell you, you was with your friends and you guys were over some girl's house. They can tell you that if they want to. A lot of times with a shine person, they don't tell you what they already know. They know it. It's a gift that they got. Sometimes they'll just let it slide and let you get away, quote unquote, with your lie. But they know the truth. And sometimes they'll just blow you up with the truth. No, you weren't. You was with Johnny and y'all was over some girl's house. And then that person will be sitting there thinking like, how does she know that? That person might still deny it, but that person will know that they're denying a truthful situation. They have shine people out there. I've encountered shine people. I know that they exist. You can't lie to them. It's impossible to lie to them. And if you think you're getting away with a lie to a shine person, that's because they're letting you get away with it. Just think about some of the things as it relates to Jesus, how some people try to say certain things and sometimes Jesus commented on it and sometimes he didn't. Sometimes he told them what was going to happen. Sometimes he didn't tell them. But he knew. Another thing, think about what he said to Peter when Peter was basically, why you gotta leave? Why you stay or whatever? And then Jesus says, and I'm paraphrasing, get back away from me, Satan. Jesus told him that. Then he said later verses, you weren't baptized with my baptism. And Jesus saying that to me, there's one baptism in Jesus Christ for all of us. But there's different types of baptism because you can tell when Jesus got baptized by John the Baptist, it was a light that shined on his body, and things were said. So Jesus's baptism was different, and you know that because he told Peter, "You didn't have the baptism that I got." So basically, his mission and the things that was assigned for Jesus to do was totally different than the one that somebody like Peter would get. Peter might not have to do Peter obviously didn't have to do the things that Jesus did. But he had a baptism nonetheless because of the teaching. His baptism was under the umbrella of Jesus' teachings. Jesus' baptism was from heaven. And there's different elements to the type of baptism that you have. But the majority of us, we fall under the baptism of Jesus Christ. You get baptized under his name. So we fall under the baptism of Jesus Christ. And I'm just showing some of the elements that Jesus had. And I want you to kind of understand that and look at that and think about that. That you have shine people. You have different types of baptisms. You have a lot of elements that make up all the people that has been here before that exists here today. So in other words, it's like kind of like a broad way of looking at it. What's ever happening now, what's ever happened in the past, the cycle repeats itself. So it's nothing new being brought to the table. The only thing new being brought to the table is having a better understanding of what's being brought to the table. Talk to you soon. God bless.